What's going on my phone? Let's look at the stock market today. Oh my God, the stock market's crashing. Just kidding. But seriously, how do we get prepared for the market crash? In today's video, I'm gonna go over 5 things you need to know in order to be prepared. With the first one being, what does the market crash even mean? What's a market crash? What's a recession, depression? What are all the terms, right? You hear all these terms going around, but what exactly do they mean? So a correction is when the market drops 10%. That's a correction. But when we fall into the 35% category, we are now in a crash. And this is a negative 35% drop within 6 months. After that, we got the bull market. You know what a bull market means? It means everything's going up. When we're in a bear market, that's when everything's going down. When you hear people say, I'm bullish on this stock, they're saying, oh, I think this stock's gonna go up over time. If they say I'm bearish on this stock, oh, this stock's going down over time. What's a recession? A recession's when we're down in a bear market for 6 months. A depression is when we're in a bear market for 2 years or more. Now we got the terms out of the way. Who's affected most by a market crash? Who has to worry the most? Is it the rich, the upper class, the poor? It's the middle class. The middle class should be most worried because these are the people working normal jobs and will be losing their jobs during the crash. And when people start losing their jobs, guess what? You can't pay off your student loans anymore. You can't pay off your mortgage, your car payments. You start defaulting on all your loans. Now these businesses are losing money. Houses are getting foreclosed. If we remember back in 2008, many people lost their homes due to not being able to pay off their debts because of the loss of jobs. So the middle class should be most worried about it. Now, what's something that you guys can do in order to be prepared for this? Well, I made a video of how to allocate your assets in your portfolio so that if the market crashes, your investments don't sink as well. Watch that if you haven't already. Next, I will tell you and anybody watching this to avoid leverage. Warren Buffett says, if you're smart or if you're dumb, don't use leverage because you're just gonna lose more money. And if you're smart, you don't need it. Something along those lines. He has a quote like that. But I couldn't agree more with what he's saying. Because let's say you're buying a stock and you really like Amazon stock, right? You're putting all your money in it and then you open a margin trading account. A margin trading account is when you can borrow money from the broker so you can invest even more and hopefully make a bigger return. But at the same time, you run a bigger risk for losing more. But that's not even the problem here. The problem is, let's say you put $2,000 in Amazon stock, right? One share of Amazon, let's say it's $2,000, even though right now it's like $1,600. Let's say it's $2,000, and you borrow $100,000 and put it into Amazon because you're crazy, right?
It took you 10 minutes to get home? Google Maps says it takes 8. Who is she?
And then Amazon tanks to $1,000. Guess what? A margin call will happen that will force you to sell and take the loss. Because if you had bought all those stocks with your own money, even during a market crash, you can hold through, wait until the market recovers, and you'll be fine. You'll never incur a loss. But when a margin call occurs, the broker wants their money back because they're lending you money. They're not gonna let you lose their money. The moment they see the stock sinking and your investment is gone, when your investment's closer to zero, they're pulling their money out. So that's why it's super dangerous. Also, too much leverage in real estate, owning too much real estate at once, having too many loans, and guess what? The real estate market crashes, the renters stop coming, you have to pay off all these mortgages, you have to foreclose on everything. You get the point, you go bust. Never want to be in that situation. So the fourth thing you want to do is have multiple sources of income. Most people have one source of income, which is their main 9-to-5 job, right? Let's say you have a job paying you 40, 50, 60K a year. That's not enough, especially if a market collapse comes, because guess what? You lose your job, you lose everything. You need a second source of income. It doesn't have to be a business. It can be just another side job. You can work part-time somewhere else making 5, 10, 15, 20K a year. Any amount of money that will hold you over during the period of when you don't have a job. But you should be focusing on a side hustle. I have a video, link it up here with the card, on side hustles you can do to make money on the side while you work your normal 9-to-5 full-time job. If you don't already have more than one source of income, you should be working on that now, especially now that the recession is coming. And the last thing is you should save up as many soldiers as you can, as many dollars as you can. You want to have a big cash reserve, not only for surviving when you don't have a job or if your business is going bad, but to have investable cash. So when stocks are pennies on the dollar and there's blood on the streets, guess what? That's the time to capitalize. There was a lot of millionaires that were made in 2008, 2009 that saved up all their cash in 2005, 2006, 2007, knowing the market was going to crash, saving all their cash and capitalizing when houses were being foreclosed, when stocks were pennies on the dollar. They capitalized, and you can too, because the markets tend to repeat themselves. History repeats itself. Now, I can't tell you when. Nobody can tell you when exactly the market's going to crash. That's impossible. But we can tell you for sure the market will crash again, because these are cycles that repeat themselves no matter what. So those are the 5 tips that you need. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. It really helps the engagement with this video. And subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell, because we make new videos every single week helping you achieve financial freedom. So if you guys have any questions about anything I talked about, what anything even means, no matter how dumb the question is, leave a comment down below. I read every single one and try to respond to every single comment. So if there's any confusion, anything you want clarification on, comment down below. Anyway, have a good day.
I killed your mom, so I can be the most important woman in your life.